Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Now, did not come back to the model table yesterday, so that's why there was no extra. Yeah, I got a feeling that there's going to be at least one person out there that hopes for the extra, because I've done it in 8K, and they have a nice 8K system that they like to be able to enjoy it on. Okay, now, what I did do though, is I came back to the model table this morning, about, I'm guessing 45 minutes ago, and I've completed step 15. I got all the rest of the pieces on. I'm going to flip it over now, and I'm going to do start on 16. 16 is just more of the same, almost identical to what we did yesterday. So I'm not going to do any videoing, I'm just going to get it done. What I will do though in a few minutes is I'm going to recompose here. We'll put the macro lens on, and we'll look at that little vent, that looked like a shepherd's staff. And it was what I had used the flat clear as adhesive. And I haven't seen it myself up close, that is. So it'd be interesting to see just how well that flat clear shrink wrapped around. I think you're going to be surprised. At least I hope you're going to be surprised at how well it looks like it's just hanging on the wall there. And is it as strong as if I had used the extra thin? No. But what does happen is if you use the extra thin, something small like that, the extra thin will start to dissolve it, and you'll lose the definition of it. In fact, leave it on long enough and you'll have just a blob of sprue goo. Okay, let me just recompose here. We'll take a quick look at that, and then I'm going to continue on and finish 16. Then we'll open up and see what 17 is. Yeah, I kind of know. Okay, here we go. Well, a moment ago when I was all finished setting up here, I was thinking, do I really want the viewers to see how badly I put those parts on? I didn't realize how crooked they were. Yeah, everything's sort of leaning to the left. But this is not about, did I get the parts on straight? This is about how well the flat clear worked as a glue. Okay, you get the idea. I have just edited out everything you've seen up until right now. And when I was doing it, I was watching myself show how crooked I put those two pieces on. And there are so many model builders out there on YouTube right now that are doing an excellent job. Okay, so there's those two thoughts, right? My you might say Poufaz and somebody like Steve in the Model Shed, or anyway, that are doing an excellent job. Now, you might be the type of person that watches Steve in the Model Shed and you think, I can't do that. And you know what? I'm the same way. I look at that and I think, I can't do that. Especially the really fine stuff. Then you watch me and you think, oh man, I can do better than that. Okay, it's to you that I'm trying to help by showing stuff like this. Well, this is kind of an afterthought. I mean, it just sort of came to me. That, if you think to yourself, I can do better than that, in all likelihood, you can. So get yourself out to the model store, to the hobby store, and buy yourself a kit. And have fun with it, and enjoy it. And you don't have to get a big, if you want to get a ship, you don't have to get a 200 scale ship. Just last week, there's a couple of people came into the house and they were wondering how are the ships coming, and so I said, we can go around and take a look. And so they went around and they looked at the ships in the case, the three of them there, and the funny part was I watched. They stopped they were 6 or 7 feet away from the case, and they came to a stop, and they just stood there and looked at it. Well, that sort of told me that you're not going to see my mistakes from that's like 2 arms lengths. Anyway, yeah, you don't have to get a big ships like that. You can get a 350 scale and have just as much fun and save a lot of money, or smaller. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I'm an encouragement to you by letting you see. Okay, well, enough about that. I did do something very similar right here. And I did get those ones on straight. I don't know if I can show it to you. I don't have to be bothered putting on the macro lens, but I did get those ones on straight. Okay. We are now done 16. So we've done both 16 and 15. So it's time to turn the page here. So I think I'll just sort of recompose and we'll take a look at where we're going to go from here. And yeah, we've got about 3-4 hours left yet, and might get something else done here. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Where's my panel line accent color? Somebody was mentioning, why don't you try and highlight? In fact, I think I got 2 or 3 comments from people saying, try and highlight with the panel line around some of those details, like the fire hose and stuff like that, and maybe around the doors. I don't think it's going to work. I think that the panel line is going to want to wick its way out into the flat paint, and I don't want to have to clear coat everything. I just, there's only so much that I'm wanting to do on this. But where is my panel? Oh, there it is. I'll get it. I have to stand up and reach over, and if I do, my stomach is going to hang out and over, and you'll see that my weight is going down, but not that much. We'll recompose here. Okay, I think I'm more or less adjusted here. I will put the macro lens on. And when I was mentioning that all the parts were on now in 15 and 16, of course you remember that these ones right here, that go here and here on both sides, we're leaving them till last. Or I would have had them probably broken off by now. Well, maybe not. I might have built up some sort of a little box or something that I could put this thing in, and that's not a bad idea, actually. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll put the macro lens on, and we will zoom in a little bit here. And how is this going to work? Well, I guess we're going to find out. I am afraid that what is going to happen if I try to use this applicator that is in the bottle, it's going to suddenly wick its way out all over the place. So I'm going to just set this off to the side here for a moment. Try not to get it on my manual, because that's what I set it on. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my little paintbrush here. Now let's try not to bump anything. And at least I won't be losing that much. Let's see what's going to happen here now, because we want it to wick its way around. Now if I started at the top, maybe I'll start at the bottom. Just here we go. I don't know. You know, at a distance it does bring it out. There's no question about it. It does bring it out. Let's just try it on this life preserver. I'm going to have to sample a little bit more on my brush here. Let's do it on the inside. Okay, that worked all right. Let's try it on the outside. Maybe I should do it on the bottom, because we'll be viewing from the top. it's, yeah, it is going around. No question about it. It is going around. But what's happening is let's try the door. Do it at the bottom. You can see it wicking up the sides. That's about as far as it went. Ooh, a little bit too much. You know what? I think I better quit while the quitting's good here. You can see what's happened is that I've got the so I touch it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to repaint over top of that with the 19. Oh, and I did it again. I can't believe this. Well, like I said, you can do better than this. Okay, a little bit of time has passed here now, and I'm pretty sure that this is dry now. Yeah, it's not coming off. Okay, let's try and cover that up. Okay, yeah, well, kind of got a bit of a weathered look now, doesn't it? Yeah, looks like maybe it's something that you'd find down in the engine room of the Titanic. Lots of grease and grime, and, well, mind you, the Titanic was pristine. At least it was. Okay, we tried. I just looked in the monitor here, and I'm realizing that looks a little grungy out around here. I'm just going to patch that up. Okay, when that dries, it'll probably be okay. Okay, I won't do that again. At least not without clear coating. I should have known this wouldn't work. Okay, step 17. Now, it's not two different pieces, it's the same piece. The top is looking one way and the bottom is looking the other. And it's not this piece, so I think I'll put this in a nice safe place so we won't break off some of our little parts, like the hose reels that are kind of sticking out. Okay. And right here is where we just did that disaster. That wasn't the fault of the viewers that suggested it. It's the fact that I did not clear coat first. That's why it didn't work. But the idea was good. It just that my technique was bad. Okay, so please don't be offended when I said something to the effect of I forget what I said. But anyway, let's find a safe place for this here. Okay, now our bulkheads are all painted here, but the parts that we're going to eventually want to glue in place, it's not those. Yeah, it's these ones here. Okay, they have to be painted before we glue them in place, because I had wanted to spray those. So I guess this is going to have to be painted as well. Yeah, I think what, and then remember we masked off this so we could spray this, so I think I'm going to see how nice a job I did, the airbrush does on this, and it's going to make this look bad. Maybe not. But, yeah, and then I guess this too should also be sprayed at the same time, and then I can paint the deck whatever later, probably the 77, so it'll match up with the other stuff. Okay, I'm going to call it quits for today's episode, folks, even though it's only 12:42. Yeah, and then we'll come at this again in the next episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you in the next episode.